Come along, children. Now we're going to have a little music.
Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to First Cut. This is our Oscar prediction video. Ready for the Oscars, ready to make sure and predict what we think the winners will be and what we think the winners should be. I'm here with the full squad in the house. RB3 and Sabrina are back to talk about award season. This is what we do on First Cut. Our speciality, if you would say, like Obi-Wan would say. We are back. How are you guys feeling about the Oscars coming up? It's right around the corner. And the movies they selected and everything surrounding it. RB3, you know my hot take around it. But Sabrina, I want to hear what your take is on this year's Oscar.
Yeah, I'm actually really impressed overall with award season this year and what's been getting the wins. Not so much the nominations, but I'm excited to get into it with you guys.
RB3, how are you feeling, man?
I'm feeling great about this year's Oscars. You know, I think they didn't nominate some movies I want to see. I think they were a little lacking on some diversity fronts, absolutely. But overall, you know, it's definitely the People's Oscars Awards. They nominated a lot of high-grossing films. Avatar, Way of Water, of course. Top Gun Maverick, not really my cup of tea, but made a lot of money. Everything Everywhere All at Once, a lot of nominations. So the people's favorite out there winning. So, you know, hopefully they keep, you know, they hold strong to the people and they know what the people want. So that's the highest grossing A24 movie too.
That's true. Let's hope so, man. Let's hope so for this year, for the sake of the Oscars, so the Oscars can survive.
What's your hot take about the Oscars though?
Well, you know, you already heard it, bro, in my Ant-Man video. I said it's gonna be so low rated and so unwatched. I think it's gonna be terrible. But that's just my take. We'll see eventually what happens. I always have my fingers crossed. I'm always believing. I'm always trusting, and I always get let down. So we'll see if that happens this time around. But let's start off with our predictions. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to skip a few categories. I know that's taboo. I know that's nothing that industry people shouldn't do or whatever, but we're still going to do it just so we can make this video a little quicker, a little faster, and to be honest, because we haven't really seen all the shorts. So sorry, guys. We'll eventually get to the shorts, but we're going to skip quite a few categories. We're going to start with a couple of our favorites, and then we're going to get to the main categories for the Oscar ceremony. So let's start with your favorite, RB3, which is editing. Let's get to the nominees for best editing. And it's funny because I didn't have it pulled up, which I should have, but let's pull it up right now. Best film editing: Banshees of Inisherin, Michael E.G. Nielsen, Elvis, Matt Villa and Jonathan Redmond, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Paul Rogers, Tar, Monica Willie, Top Gun Maverick, Eddie Hamilton. RB3, who should win, who will win best film editing?
This one's interesting. I actually think, I think the will win and should win are probably going to be pretty close in Everything Everywhere All at Once. But I actually do think for some reason, I kind of get a sniffing feeling that they might give Top Gun Maverick that top editing prize, only because I'm thinking about the last time we had a blockbuster this size was, and getting this much awards, was Mad Max Fury Road. And that movie won the best editing award too, even over films that a lot of people had contending over it at the time too. So I kind of think there's an outside shot that Top Gun Maverick might take it. So I'll say the should win is definitely Everything Everywhere. The will win by slight edge might be Top Gun Maverick.
How about you, Sabrina?
I'm actually going to go should win Tar, but will win. I do agree with you for Top Gun Maverick. I think this year, with it getting a lot of awards buzz, I feel like this is going to be one of those throwaway awards that they give to Top Gun Maverick to award it, because I don't think it's going to take anything in like the major categories. So then this one, it's like kind of cemented with film editing.
Man, one of these days we're going to look back and we're going to be like, what were we doing with Top Gun Maverick?
I'm a Top Gun stan.
I know you are, Sabrina. Yeah, you and everyone else on the planet apparently, but I'm with RB3. I don't get it. It's a good movie. There's plenty of good movies out there. This is not an Oscar-worthy film. But either way,
I agree.
I really do feel like, again, kind of to counter your Mad Max thing, you're right, RB3, but also Mad Max was like built different. Like it was crazy. The editing was part of the story. like the sped up ramp thing they did,
Mm-hmm.
the cuts around the action scenes, like it really felt like something we haven't seen in a minute. So I think maybe that might be different. So I'm gonna go should win, will win, everything everywhere all at once.
Okay. I feel that. Shout out to
I
Elvis.
like it.
Not a badly edited film. Elvis was either. Elvis was a fun edit.
There you go. Let's move on to the main categories now, starting with best cinematography. So for best cinematography, we have All Quiet on the Western Front, Bardo, Elvis, Empire of Light, and Tar. So Empire of Light, for anyone who doesn't know, is Roger Deakins, but that's just a little tidbit there.
Right.
All right, guys, let's get to best cinematography. Sabrina, who should win? Who will win?
I actually think All Quiet on the Western Front is a should win, will win. I think this one's going to take cinematography. I think the scope of this film, the landscapes, also thinking in the minds of Academy voters and how they kind of check their boxes. I think this is one, when you think of cinematography, this is a standout in like along this list.
Wow, that's a cool choice. RB3.
Yeah, I think the will win. I think Sabrina's dead on with the will win. With All Quiet on the Western Front. It's definitely a very beautiful movie. And I've seen some of it. I haven't seen all of it all the way on Netflix. I actually want to see it on a big screen. They're showing it in a lot of theaters in LA still to this day. So I was gonna take a trip out and really get to see it for the impact that it's supposed to be. Because foreign language films, it's kind of hard to really enjoy it on streaming. So I think it, but I do think from what I've seen everybody talking about, especially with its mixture of visual effects and its and the shooting too, and its color correction and color grading, it probably will win the award. I will say though, I always shout out Bardo. I think Bardo is beautifully shot. I think that's one of Alejandro G. Ignorantu's most beautiful films, and he did that without Emmanuel Lubezki, who's his normal DP. So I think in my heart, I say my should win is Bardo.
Interesting. I kind of feel like I kind of feel like I'm with you, Sabrina, in the All Quiet on the Western Front, in the sense of quality of what it is. It probably should win, but for some reason, I just have this feeling, based off what I've seen from the film and based off what I've seen from people being like, "Oh my God, what beauty in this movie." I kind of feel like Tar can pull out an upset just because I've seen people rave about it, the type of people that the Academy kind of caters to. So I could see Tar pulling an upset where everyone is just like, what was that? But I will say should win All Quiet, will win Tar.
Interesting.
Okay. I could see that 100%.
Let's move. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just I don't know. I feel like that's probably the weakest shot of those movies though.
Again,
Like out of
in
those
the minds of
five.
Academy voters, though, it makes sense.
Bohemian Rhapsody won Best Editing.
Yeah, that's true too.
I mean, anything can happen.
Because that's the thing. It's like the nominations, it's within people that work in these spaces. So acting and everything. But then it's the entire Academy that gets to vote on this. So people that might not be as fluent in everything cinematography, that's definitely one that I could see them checking the boxes for too.
Yeah, let's move on to Best Original Screenplay, which is actually very interesting. We have The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fablemans, and Tar. And then we also have Triangle of Sadness as well. Who should win? Who will win? I think I'll start this one just because I feel like it's a good conversation starter, because I do feel like it'll be between Banshees and Everything, unless you guys probably have a different choice. But I feel like it'll definitely be. I don't even think this is like close. I think it's going to be Banshees, like easy. Banshees is going to win. Wow. The Academy loves Martin McDonagh. They think he's a genius. They think everything he does is incredible. So I think Banshees will win. I think should win. It's just hard to not say Everything Everywhere All at Once for me. So I will say should win Everything, will win Banshees. And I'll move it on to you, Sabrina. What do you think?
I actually think should win, will win Banshees as well. I think this is Martin's magnum opus. And of course, like you mentioned, the Academy loves him. And I think this is, again, one of those categories where something like this is a lock, where I think in the other ones, it's going to falter a little bit, even though it is such an awards darling right now.
What about you, RB3?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it will. I think Banshees is definitely for sure will win. For should win, I actually don't. I actually don't know. Like, he's definitely the runaway for Banshees, Martin McDonough. But I definitely think I think the second is actually Triangle of Sadness. I think a lot of people love Triangle of Sadness in the screenplay of that. I think if anything, that could be that might be my should win. But in all honesty, I like the screenplay. I don't love the ending of that movie. So the ending of that movie throws me off so much. I kind of don't even want to like say it should win. The movie that, so maybe my should win is maybe the same as Undressed, Everything Everywhere All at Once. But I would put this slight caveat, Triangle of Sadness up there too. By the way, Fabelmans, not a bad screenplay either. Not a bad screenplay either.
Uh-oh, Sabrina,
not bad,
you called
but
out.
not a standout. I was gonna say not a standout.
You called out.
I thought that's nice. I mean, I thought it was nice. I mean, when you just read interviews about how they went and found all these family photos and interviews. I don't know. Nice. Spielberg.
If it didn't have Spielberg attached to it, do you think it would have this acclaim?
It's ghost status. It's like when I don't know. It's like when they brought Harrison Ford back in and Force Awakens. It's a legacy prize. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a legacy thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to do your autobiographical, semi-autobiographical film and not, if it's about some random dude. Like, it has to be about a GOAT kind of level, which is what Steven is. That's what we said in our review too. Like, what makes the movie work is Steven Spielberg. Like, if it was just about some random guy who likes movies, you'd just be like, all right, dude, cool. But Steven Spielberg definitely
Don't we
makes
all?
the movie. Yeah, seriously. Let's move on to Best Adapted Screenplays. So for this one, we have All Quiet on the Western Front, Glass Onion, Living, Top Gun Maverick, and Women Talking. RB3, I'll toss it to you for this one. Best Adapted Screenplay. I'm kind of disappointed in that we didn't get some other nominees, but that's just a whole different conversation. But RB3, what do you think about this category?
I think should win is Women Talking. Enjoy that movie a lot. Great, powerful story. Get into the deep stuff about religion and religious suppression, all those things of that nature. Probably the will win though is All Quiet on the Western Front, because I feel like it won the BAFTA awards, and I think it's just getting a lot of acclaim on that level. So, actually, you know what? I'm changing my answer. Even though I said women
right on the spot.
Yeah. Even though I said women talking should win, I actually changed that to Glass Onion. Now I'm thinking about it because I really do love the screenplay for Glass Onion. And that movie is hilarious. Even though like it has no shot in heck, but like I still really just think it's funny.
Sabrina, what about you?
Honestly, I'm in the same place as you. That's why I love that you changed your mind. I think should win Glass Onion because it's funny as hell. I think Rian Johnson is incredible. It does kind of feel weird that adapted screenplay includes sequels, like Top Gun Maverick and Glass Onion. To me, I feel like something like A Bones and All should be in consideration for something like this above it, but Glass Onion out of this list. But I think Women Talking is going to take it, actually. I think that's going to be, yeah.
Word. I can see that.
Can we slightly, just because, I don't know if we should do this, just because, I mean, the comments hate us already, RB3, so might as well make them hate us more. But can we slightly address the elephant in the room, which is Top Gun Maverick?
I mean, yeah.
It literally follows a formula that's been going on in Hollywood for 50 years. Like, what?
This is that one doesn't. That one's definitely. I'll like, say though.
Great shot, kid. I got your back. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
it's the same thing with like Glass Onion too.
Is that you?
Well, Glass. I feel like Glass Onion is different in the fact of like what it's taking from isn't obvious. Like it's taking from like deep cut murder mysteries, like or things you kind of literally have to be like a film nerd to like kind of know where it's kind of riffing off of or taking from. Whereas like Andres said, it's literally taken from Star Wars. Like, why are you taking the main plot line from Star Wars and acting like that's not plagiarism. You're literally remaking the first Top Gun, first of all, and then you're just taking the first Top Gun, and putting the ending of Star Wars in it. Like, that's not, not that creative.
Actually, RB3, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm the voice of the comments here. You're wrong.
It's all good. We see you guys. We love you guys.
I just
all the haters out there.
It's all love. Hate on it.
It's but I do think you're right, Sabrina. If there was, instead of Top Gun, if there was, like maybe Bones and All, or I don't know. There's a lot of other adapted. Oh, no, it's original. Nope's original.
Nope should be under.
Nope should be on
for
there.
Sure, easily.
Yeah, take Fablemans off of original.
Damn, how quickly you switched up on
Batman.
this.
I mean, yeah.
Put the Batman on adapted.
I'm not putting the Batman on adapted screenplay. No,
but here's my thing. So many YouTube channels out there. I'm calling you guys out. Call out superhero movies. Call out sci-fi movies. Call out horror movies. How could Black Panther be nominated for an Oscar? And you don't call out Top Gun? Keep that same energy, bro. Because Top Gun is the same as any other superhero movie that's ever been nominated. But it's interesting you guys chose Black Panther to hate on. Because I remember 2018. I remember that. And you guys were, this shouldn't even be in there. It's like, it's interesting now that Top Gun, that movie's great. And it's like, really? It's great? Really? Or is it formulaic? Just like any other MCU movie that you guys hate on. I'm just saying, keep that same energy, and I'm keeping it for Top Gun. I'm gonna beat the crap out of Top Gun. Because to me, it's like, if you want to nominate Top Gun, nominate the Batman. Nominate other superhero movies. Because for me, it's the same as those, it's the same quality as that.
Wakanda Forever.
Wakanda Forever, yeah. Same thing.
Hey, listen, I ain't gonna lie. I saw they posted the screenplay for Wakanda Forever on Deadline as part of the promotional thing. Yo, that is literally a 243-page document. Like, that is almost a novel. Like, trying to read through that script. Like, holy crap.
Yeah, I just feel like I would have put that over Top Gun any day. Top Gun follows so many formulaic things that it's just predictable. It's beyond predictable. At least Wakanda Forever had to deal with certain things and did it in an incredibly beautiful way. So that's why I'm keeping that energy. But anyways, I haven't even chose mine. I'll probably go. It's interesting because as much as I love Glass Onion, I do have some third act issues, and that's just me. Like just a few things that I would personally tweak. So maybe that's why it's hard for me to pick that. So maybe I'll go All Quiet, but I would love it if Glass Onion wins just for Rian Johnson.
Yeah.
Just so he can go up there. I think that'd be awesome. So I'll go with that. But let's move on to Best Supporting Actress because we spent a lot of time on that. We have Angela Bassett for Wakanda Forever, Hong Chow for The Whale, Carrie Condon for Banshees of Inisherin, Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Stephanie Hsu for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Will win, should win. I'll go back to you, Sabrina. What do you think?
This is one of the toughest categories for me. I think should win is the easiest. Stephanie Hsu, in my opinion, absolutely profound performance. I loved every single moment of it. Definitely, probably mine tied with number one of this year over all performances. I think will win. I'm going to go Carrie Condon on this one for Banshees of Inisherin. I want Angela Bassett to win as well, like, because I know it's not going to be Stephanie Hsu, unfortunately. So I want it to be Angela. But I think the Academy loves Martin. I think they love this film. And I think out of the acting nominations, because this did sweep, I think it got like 11 nominations total. This got a lot of categories in there. I think Carrie's going to be one of the ones that take it.
Interesting. I'll go next just because it's interesting to kind of go off that. I'm kind of with you with Stephanie Hsu, just because it's such a difficult debate when it comes to supporting actress, when it comes to performances. I remember RB3, you and I were there for the Moonlight thing, and I told you, I don't care if Mahershala Ali is in it for 5 minutes. Give that man his Oscar. I told you that when I saw the movie with you, literally coming out of it. So I'll stand by that. So in a way, I'm like, yeah, Angela should win because she did the thing. Even if it was a short scene, and even if it was like, not long in the movie, versus Stephanie, who low-key like co-led the film with her performance. So I feel like it's an interesting debate, but I'll still probably, just keeping my same attitude that I had with Mahershala, I'll still go with should win, will win, Angela Bassett. So RB3, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I mean I definitely I mean, yes, it's interesting. I think when you're talking about the role of Stephanie Shu, I actually think, yeah, that's like a miscategorization too. Like, I think it shouldn't be in the best supporting actress category, mainly because, and I think we just saw it with SAG this weekend, Jamie Lee Curtis winning the SAG award for best supporting actress. Unfortunately, like I'm gonna say it, unfortunately, I think that's gonna be the will win is Jamie Lee Curtis. I
Wow.
think that's literally the way it's turning, because literally there's mad people who are, they're just seemingly like going in that direction. And there's, people who,
Crazy.
and there, I mean, like there's, she's been campaigning hard for it, and we just know what the Academy likes. We know the Academy likes
Yeah.
the older legacy performers. And we thought, of course, Angela would be that role this time, and I thought that would, be the layup. I think she should win. I personally think, even just for that one scene, even just for the one big monologue scene that she had, and even the softer moments she had with Letitia Wright with Shuri, I think were like also really amazing too. I just Coogler is just a master at directing performances, and he hasn't been recognized for that yet. Michael B. Jordan wasn't nominated for Fruitvale Station. Sylvester Stallone was the front runner for Creed, and that got, they went with Mark Rylance. So I think it's time that Ryan Coogler should be recognized for how great he is at directing these performances. And I think I just don't think, but I don't think that, I just think that the Academy, especially after everything with the Andrea Riseborough's thing, which you're going to talk about later, like, like just how flippily floppy people are. It's almost like this like, Andres, we kind of talked about a little bit off mic the other day, like how there's almost like this weird, like, and like pro-white, like, position kind of like popping up now on Twitter and stuff. Like, what are we talking about? So I feel like, yeah, that's where that's going to kind of end up landing, is not Stephanie Shu, unfortunately, but Jamie Lee Curtis will win, but should win definitely Angela Bassett.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I remember watching Everything Everywhere All at Once. It never occurred to me ever that Jamie Lee Curtis would ever be considered for awards
No.
attention. She's great in the film. She does her thing. She does her role, but she is just a role player. Like, she just is just there. It's just nothing incredible or profound or moving or substantial in that performance for me, versus someone like, when I saw the film and we all agreed afterwards, because we reviewed it right away, was that Stephanie Shu definitely should be considered for awards attention, and she definitely stood out. So definitely would be a bummer. What do you think about that, Sabrina?
Honestly, I 100% agree. I think with everything with Jamie Lee Curtis, I think she's so lovable. I think a lot of campaigning, besides all the FYC campaigns that studios put out, it's really what the people are doing. And Jamie Lee Curtis is sitting there doing every interview. She is constantly, she is loved by so many within the industry as well, that it's almost like voting for your friend. It's voting for that person you had a great conversation with, because she is so lovely.
She's all of us.
She is all of us. Yeah, Stephanie Shu, I will continue to say, like, her performance absolutely blew me away. She's like, it's so hard to say with that film, but she is almost the standout. Even, as amazing as Michelle and Key are, like, her performance, it moved me in such a way that I didn't even expect when I went in to go see this film, because I knew nothing about it. So I'm happy that she at least got nominated, because I was nervous for a second that somebody else would sneak in there. But yeah, definitely very interesting with her and Jamie.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious to see what's going to happen. RB3, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that Screen Actors Guild award is huge, y'all. That's a real big precursor right before the Oscars. So
definitely
don't sleep on that.
That's true. Let's move on to Best Supporting Actor. We have Brendan Gleeson for Banshees. We have Brian Tyree Henry for Causeway. We have Judd Hirsch for The Fabelmans, Barry Keoghan for The Banshees again, and Ke-Huy Quan for Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'll go to you this time, RB3, for Should Win, Will Win.
Man, this one's easy. It's a will win, should win. Ke-Huy Quan for Everything Everywhere. Yeah, that's definitely the easy one. I mean, if I had to go with a close second, Look, that Causeway film is not a bad film, y'all. Not a bad film at all. It's a really good movie. Jennifer Lawrence, Apple TV, low key be making a lot of sleepers. Like I've talked about Apple TV a lot with how much
It's that money.
Yeah. Nah,
They got the bankroll.
They got the bankroll, but they paying it off. I mean, they get really good performances. The movie overall is a little bit of a snore fest, but their performances are great. So my should win. My slice should win. My second tier should win is Brian Tyree Henry.
Sabrina.
I agree with RB3 100%. I think will win, should win, Ki Hoi Kwan for Everything Everywhere All at Once. First of all, like I just mentioned with Jamie Lee Curtis, he definitely deserves this, but the speeches that he's had and his interactions with everybody, you see the joy, you see the celebration, you see the love. I think that's something that stands out to Academy voters along with his incredible performance.
I kind of, obviously, I want to be with you guys. I want to agree, but I have this guy in the background who's just, he's coming at me right now. And his name is Martin McDonough. Freaking Banshees has 2 actors in there. And I kind of feel like Brendan Gleeson is just going to pull out an upset and just surprise everyone. And this might be the category to do it. I kind of hope not, because I mean, shout out to Brendan Gleeson. He's great. Mad Eye Moody. But I feel like it might happen is all I'm saying. But yeah, I'll go with Ki Hugh Kwan to
that
win.
Actually surprises me because Brendan hasn't won, I don't really think, like
Really?
a single
Okay.
major award. Barry actually has out of the 2, but I do like I mean, Brendan Gleeson's incredible in the film, so it makes sense. I like that prediction.
There you go. Let's move on to Best Lead Actress. We have Cate Blanchett for Tar, Ana de Armas for Blonde, Andrea Riseborough for To Leslie, Michelle Williams for The Fabelmans, and Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'll start off this one. How about that? I'll do Michelle Yeoh should win, will win.
Deep.
RB3.
First of all, what is this category? Like, how did this category like?
It's kind of bad. But to be honest, if I can interrupt for a sec, I think both are pretty bad. Best actor and best actress. I think they're kind of like,
yeah,
like Colin Farrell, Bill Nye, like
Colin Farrell. You keep my husband's name out of your mouth.
Let's just kind of like going by the book, going by the numbers. Like it's just nothing inspiring. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
To me, this isn't even going by the numbers. This is just,
it's just Michelle Yeoh to me is the only
place.
standout.
Right. Yeah. For one, Ana de Armas and Blonde, like
that one.
Really?
That's like what?
Like,
Andrea Riseborough, another what?
Well, Andrea, yeah, again, the whole campaign behind that movie has been like legend in and of itself. Like, hey, just the whole stories of like how they did the whole screenings and Kate Winslet and all these Hollywood stars and managers and how they were secretly organizing. Yeah.
At the Golden Globes, like shouted out Andrea Riseborough in her acceptance speech.
Yeah.
Like
it's like people are getting paid to like shout it out. It's crazy. And there's a great video, you know, I shouted out this YouTuber before on the channel, Be Kind We Wine. She does a lot of great videos, and she did an amazing breakdown of exactly how this whole campaign was orchestrated and who were the people behind it and how did they do it. It's a whole like 30-minute breakdown. Y'all got to check that out. With that one, and even Michelle Williams in The Fabelmans, like she should be in Best Supporting.
That's another
supporting actress.
Yeah, I did not think she stood out at all.
Yeah, so I don't know. If you ask me, to me, the should win is Viola Davis. She's not even nominated in this category. The should win is Viola Davis for the Woman King. But and for out of the actors we have here, the should win is Michelle Yeoh, Everything Everywhere. I do feel like just because of the whole controversy, because of how much headlines it happened, because of the fact that the Academy was like actively investigating her for like a cool minute, I do think somehow they're gonna just shoot back and just give this Andrea Riseborough's woman the best actress. Like I just think it's gonna happen. Funny. Like I just think it's just such a big like the way there's a whole variety of articles written about this woman now. Like it's crazy. I don't know. I feel like it might just happen. I don't know.
Don't put that out there into the universe. I cannot imagine a world where she gets up on stage and accepts that award. Especially, this is an insane lineup. Ana de Armas, Andrea, and Michelle I feel like just have no business being a part of this, especially when people like Danielle Deadweiler, like you mentioned, Viola Davis, there were so many great performances that these do not stand out. I think these are straight up cookie cutter. Again, an actor playing a role of like a real person. We just get this all the time. All biopics. If you're in a biopic, you're like basically cemented an Oscar at this point, or at least a nomination. It's kind of insanity because I love Ana de Armas. I know we've talked about her a bunch in the past when we talk about Blade Runner or even the first Knives Out. We loved her in that. But this, she just did not stand out, and it wasn't a great performance. So it's truly shocking. But I think will win, should win, Michelle.
Yeah, let's hope so. And obviously, we'll see when it comes to that.
I'm
I think
surprised
it'll
you
be a big moment too.
Yeah, I think it will. If Michelle wins, it will be a big moment because she's the first Asian identifying actress to win in the best lead actress category. So that would be huge in that moment. I was also going to say, Sabrina, though, I was surprised you didn't say Cate Blanchett. I was going to pull that out for Tar.
Hey, I love her. I love her. I love all of her work. And I do love her in this film. But I don't think anyone, especially out of this list, nobody holds a candle to Michelle.
Let's move on to Best Lead Actor. We have Austin Butler in Elvis, Colin Farrell in Banshees of Inisherin, Brendan Fraser in The Whale, Paul Mescal in After Sun, and Bill Nye for Living. I'll start with you this time, RB3.
My name is Austin Butler. I've been going around doing the stupid Elvis action for I don't know, near 8 months now. And I don't know when I'm going to stop. I'm Elvis Presley now. I'm still playing this role to the day I die.
We need to edit that clip and then put the Tom Hanks. He's white, like that. Like zoom in.
Yeah, that part. Yeah, my name is Austin Butler. I'm nominated for the Oscars. Yeah, shout out to the Butler gang. I think
they're too much, man.
Yeah, we're out here, but I think the will win is Brendan Fraser, and I'll put him in the should win. But maybe I'm not a good. I'm kind of starting to think maybe I'm not a good judge of acting because I feel like every time I go on Twitter, people are just like crapping on the well, bro. Like I can't go a single tweet without somebody saying, "Oh, it's a terrible movie, terrible performance, terrible movie, terrible performance." I'm like, okay, I thought I liked it. I was emotionally moved. Okay, but yeah.
I think that's the Darren Aronofsky of it all. I think people are just happy to hate on what he does. I think Brendan was great.
Yeah.
Well, Sabrina, what do you think?
Should win, and this is like number one. So many different levels to the next person. Paul for After Sun, of course. This was my number one of the past year. I did say when I was talking about this film, I said this performance is probably one of my favorites of the last like 5, 7, maybe even 10 years. I would have to go back through all of my lists, but Paul is my should win. Never going to happen, but I'm so happy he got that nomination. I was up at 5 a.m. I jumped out of my chair, super excited. I think the will win. I'm going to go with Brendan too. I think I would have went with Colin earlier on throughout award season, but it seems like it's definitely trailing off. And I think there's a solid chance for Austin, Colin, or Brendan.
Yeah.
But I don't want Austin to win.
You don't think Austin
very
should
fair.
win for his Elvis performance?
The fact that he's like, am I doing the exit? Yeah, I'm going to go should win, will win. Bill Nye, my boy, making a comeback. No, I'm playing. I know I dissed him earlier, but shout out to Bill Nye, man. But shout out to Underworld, Victor.
Oh yeah, I see, boy.
He's my vampire king, bro. He's the vampire savage. He's been living for hundreds of years, but he's still doing his thing,
I didn't know Bill Nye was your OG, man. That's dope. Bill Nye was your OG this whole time.
Yeah. So I just want to give him a shout out. I haven't even seen Living. But I'll probably go should win. It's tough because there's quite a few movies that I haven't seen. Right. And I think these are all of them.
And you hate The Well.
So just off screenshots, I'll go Brendan Fraser. Just because I love The Mummy.
The one screenshot.
Brendan Fraser for The Mummy.
Yo, they've been using the same screenshot of the well like this whole time? Just
the one of him holding out.
Yeah, it's just him crying.
Yeah,
I saw one edit where people were like putting stuff into his hands, and I saw one with like a blunt.
Yeah,
like this is foul.
I'll go Brendan Fraser.
Y'all are wrong for that.
The Mummy.
Why does
Bill
Austin-
Nye for Underworld.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell for Bullseye and Daredevil.
Hey, there you
True.
go. There you go. Austin
Solid
Butler.
villain.
Austin Butler in Dune 2.
There
Can't
you
forget
go.
about that.
We haven't even seen him, but
He
it's
was
better
great in
than
Hannah
Elvis.
Montana.
There you
Oh,
go.
yo. I was gonna okay. I didn't want to sound like too like egotistical. But his full name he used to go by Austin Robert Butler, and I know this because there was a time when at a very young age, at like 7, 8 years old, your boy was trying to make it as a child actor, and yeah, there was literally a time that I got called on the phone, think somebody thought I was like Austin Robert Butler, and I was like, no, I'm just Robert Butler. Sorry, I don't know. And then that was that.
You know what? Justice for RB3. RB3 should have played Elvis.
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. Come on, man. What was
that would have been real, man.
Elvis. That could have been that could have been the flip. That could have been reparations.
There you go. Re-reparation. I'll go. I said should win. Brendan Fraser will win.
Austin Butler.
I think he took the world by storm, bro. I think people are going crazy for Elvis. They're like, finally, the music we created.
The king. We finally got the king.
The king of our music. Because we created music. Yeah, it's gonna be Austin Butler for Elvis. I have a feeling.
And they gave it to Remy Malek for Freddie Mercury. So that's not, not a comment.
It's not far-fetched, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Best Director, which is a great category. We have Martin McDonagh for Banshees of Inisherin, Daniel for Everything Everywhere All at Once, Steven Spielberg for The Fabelmans, Todd Field for Tar, and Ruben Östlund for Triangle of Sadness. Sabrina.
I am gonna go will win. I'll go with the Daniels. Should win. It's a little tough for me. I will also say the Daniels. Close second, Martin McDonagh.
Interesting. Yeah, I think this one is definitely will win. Steven Spielberg for The Fabelmans. Definitely another legacy prize. They love giving Spielberg that award, and I personally think, if you ask me, should have got it for West Side Story last year. But he's back again this year for this movie, and they just love the fact that it's about him making this movie all these years ago. He'll be the first director, I think, in history to win in multiple decades, 90s, 2000s, or 90s, 2010s, and then 2020s. So they will love to just show him that kind of love for the sake of history, I think. So that's what I think they will win. But I think should win is very clearly the Daniels. I think this is runaway their prize. I think they direct the heck out of this movie. Just every single aspect, every attention to detail, every different set piece, and all the creativity of mastering this movie is just absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, I might echo you, RB3. I'll go should win, the Daniels. I want to get their full names. It's just so Daniel Kwan and Daniel Schneider. Scheiner. My bad. Scheiner. I'll go them for should win, and I'll go will win, Steven Spielberg. I think they'll give it to him just to please the Hollywood gods. And he's one of them.
Right. The geezers in the crowd. I think in the year, they love doing that split of like best picture, best director, especially in modern times. So I think it's definitely a year where they're going to give Fabelmans best director or Spielberg best director, and then best picture, Everything Everywhere.
I think there might, if there's a surprise though, I wouldn't be shocked, or I'll be like kind of shocked, but still, if Tar wins it, if that homie from Tar, Todd Field, yeah, I think he can pull an upset.
I think he could too. I think it's possible.
But let's move on to the final category, the best category, best picture. We have All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, Top Gun Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, and Women Talking. I think I got them all. Yeah. So I want to go final category, should win, will win, RB3, best picture.
There's only one JC in Hollywood. His name is not Jesus Christ. It's James Cameron. Yeah, man. Let me give my should win to Avatar: Way of the Water. Because listen, it's the Way of the Water. It's the best. You know, it's the best looking movie I've seen in a long time. Just great all around. I mean, I just perfection. And then number 2, or will win is I think Everything Everywhere. I think Everything Everywhere is going to take it. I think I think it definitely should. I think it deserves it.
I'm gonna echo you. I'll interrupt real quick and I'll let you go. Last Sabrina, I'll echo you exactly. RB3 should win. Is the movie that'll make you cry about whales. It'll make you think about the ocean. And make you think about the sea creatures living in there. How they could be your friends. They could be your family. They're under the sea.
Finding Nemo.
That's the life, like Sebastian said. So I'm going with Avatar: The Way of Water should win because it's actually a really good movie and it's 3 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
If you can do that in 3 hours and 20, you're a G.
Yeah.
And then will win will be the directors of Infinity War and Endgame. Anthony and Joe Russo are gonna get their prize. They're gonna thank Thanos. The MCU is laughing in everyone's faces because the Russo brothers are gonna be holding a golden statue for Everything Everywhere All at Once because they're gonna win, and it's gonna be funny. And I can't wait to laugh so hard. So Sabrina, go ahead.
Will win, should win, Everything Everywhere All at Once, 100%. I think the SAG win basically cements it at this point. It would kind of be insane if anything else snuck up there. If Avatar ended up getting it, y'all will never hear from me again. I'm gonna just like walk out the door.
You quit in Hollywood.
Have you even seen it yet, Sabrina?
No.
See, you can't say that then, because I saw Top Gun. I had to sit through that.
Well, I mean, Top Gun, at least it's like 2 hours long. Me, I'm like, what am I gonna do at AMC for like 35, 40-minute trailers, and then Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, it'll be on Blu-ray soon for sure. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna purchase.
Can
James
I say,
Cameron has enough money.
I want to call out AMC so hard too, bro, because I've been on that AMC hate train since like RB3 and I knew each other, and I hated everything they were doing, and I go out of my way to not go to AMC, even though they're the only theater anywhere in the country. They're basically a monopoly at this point, and I think they're gonna destroy cinema.
Yeah.
And I was right. And every time Nicole Kidman came out, I was like, "You thief!" And I would yell back, and everyone was like memorizing the lines and like standing up and doing a salute and all this crap. And I was like scoffing, and I was, I've been on that hate train. But anyways, that's a whole different conversation. I can't believe what they're doing. It's absolutely insane. But Everything Everywhere All at Once is probably going to win, which is crazy thinking back when we reviewed the movie, because I actually said it in our review. I said, hey, what if this wins Best Picture? Which is such a crazy idea at the time.
What do we say?
Now it's likely.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we all said it would be tough because, it's not something Academy voters would like, which is kind of the consensus 100%. At that time.
Right.
But now it's like, it's probably definitely going to win. Which is kind of funny because I still think it's hysterical when I sat down and watched the movie and the credits roll and it says produced by the Russo brothers.
Yeah.
I said, what?
Right.
And sure enough, producers get the golden statue at the Oscars, for anyone who doesn't know, which means they're going to win the Oscar, which I think is absolutely hysterical.
At the end of the film, there's like a post-credit scene. It's just Nick Fury coming in, and he's like goes up to Evelyn, and he's like, "I need to tell you about the Avengers Initiative." Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy.
Nah, I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say shout out to the A24, man. They literally always figure out a way to get these underdog movies all the way up to the top. Shout out all the way back to Moonlight. Nobody thought Moonlight would be a film when it premiered at festivals at Toronto or Telluride, one of those festivals. That was gonna make its way all the way up to the top. But they ended up doing that. And a lot of A24 films since then have gone there. So they great marketing team they got there. It's also funny too. I just want to shout out. I'm literally looking at this list of Variety, and they have the studios next to the movie. There's 2 Disney films with Avatar and with Banshees, 2 Universal movies with Fabelmans and Tar, and then like a bunch of dispersed everywhere, but it's kind of mad. You can really distill it down to like 4 or 5 media companies, like all behind like all these same movies. It's kind of a little bit disturbing.
Yeah, I mean, it's been that way for a minute, man. It's only getting worse too. So get ready for the future of cinema. But either way, guys, those were our thoughts on the Oscar nominations, predictions. Should win, will win, whatever you want to call it. That's what we decided. Make sure you guys follow us at First Cut TMO and follow everyone here. Sabrina, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter and TikTok at Sabrina on Film and Instagram at Sabrina X Monica.
RB3.
Now we're going to have a little music.
You find me on Twitter and Instagram at Director RB3.
Make sure you guys follow us too for our live tweets, because I don't know if we're all live tweeting. I live tweet every year. I've done it for the past, like, I don't know, 8 years. But make sure you guys follow us on social media for the Oscars to see our reactions and all that good stuff. I'm at Squad Leader Ace, so you can follow me on there for that. You can follow us at First Cut TMO on social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. Make sure you guys do that. But either way, guys, for the First Cut crew, we're going to be peacing out, so deuces. Peace.
It's either me or you. Take you out the equation. It's either me or you. You do the math. Only